What's up, guys and girls? It's Ghost Robo. Welcome to Skylanders Imaginators. This is the brand new Skylanders game where you get to make your own Skylanders via creation crystals, and I was blown away when I played this at E3. I got to direct capture the game on PlayStation 4, and that's what we're showing off here for you. The creation system here is absolutely brilliant and so fleshed out. I thought maybe there would be like 10 pieces to choose from, but you'll see in a second here that there are like an infinite number of combinations. You can modify and mess with almost everything, and there are so many creative choices. So it's not just basic, oh, boy or girl or monster or man. There's literally like all these options, and you can basically form and create any kind of creation you want, and then use that Skylander with a custom moveset in the game. So sure, you can buy the new Skylanders like Crash Bandicoot or some of the new Senseis, or you can create your own via creation crystals and then save them on those crystals as basically your own made-up, make-believe hero, villain, monster, freaking mess, whatever you want to make. There's a lot to do here, so let's go through the process. If you guys want to see more, give it a big thumbs up. Let me know. I've got Crash Bandicoot gameplay. I've got creating another character. We're starting off with an undead brawler here, picking his head, his eyes, and you can mismatch everything, or you can try to make a coherent set. I ended up going with a very eclectic ensemble for my undead dragon skeleton Prince Lord, and clearly there are new parts that you can unlock along the way. And you can eventually mess with all the colors, the voices, the phrasing. It's really, really impressive. I went in kind of like, okay, it's going to be a cute little kitty creator, but like this is a fully fleshed out and really in-depth, impressive character creation. So that is the basic body that we've got going on there. And you can mess with the size of everything. So you can give him a giant head, you can give him a tiny body, you can give him massive muscles, you can make him a skinny mini, big tail, small tail, super tall, which I think is very cool as well, because it allows you to really explore the gambit of all the different Skylanders and create one that kind of fits anything you could imagine. So if you want to make one that's sort of more in line with the giants, that's like humongous, or if you want to make one that's more really tiny or really disproportionate, you even get these auras that can enhance their look in the game. And of course I have to go with glowy ghosts because I am undead. Now gear wise here, there are a bunch of different weapons that you can pick from. He's a brawler, so he's going all with sort of knuckle equipment here. But as you saw on sort of the starting select screen, you'll be able to pick any kind of class really and create a Skylander and thereby weapons based on any of them. And all of it modifies the stats. You can see different pieces of gear have different modifications to armor and to attack and to special and to health. So you'll have to kind of mix and decide if you want to go with the goofiest looking guy, the creative, most cool looking guy, or the most powerful looking guy. I try to find a nice mix of both, so he still looks super cool while also having some good oomph behind him. But you'll notice that like we're still selecting all of his gear, and there are so many options here. And you can get really, really nitty-gritty and probably make some Skylanders that look just as good or better than ones you could buy in the store. And I think what would be super cool is if in the future they find a way to allow you to 3D print these. I'm sure it'd be expensive because it would be like a new mold just for your Skylander as opposed to a mold they could use for millions of Skylanders that they produce. But gosh, I would pay. Man, you make your favorite Skylander, you take him through the game, and then you want to actually realize that Skylander. I think that would be worth like $50 if you could do that. I don't know. I think it'd just be such a crazy cool creation to have. Now, these color themes here are really awesome, and I like the fact that they're not just like, oh, all purple, all blue, all whatever. They really found some unique schemes that modify the different parts of your Skylander, and then you can go in and specifically change each individual piece if that's what you wanted to do. So you can pick their themes, which are nice, but if you want to be real specific, you can modify the first, second, third colors of all pieces of gear and armor. And then you go in and you can pick from your powers here. So you start out with what kind of weapon powers you want, and I'm sure eventually you'll unlock and upgrade more. But we start out here with a little bit of that, a little bit of elemental power that we can pick from. The last laugh seems like a great fit for Undead Brawler. Throw some skulls at our angry enemies. Then you got powers, soul gems, and personality is really cool. So
say hello to you're no match for.
And you can pick whatever you want him to say.
You're no match for my wand! You're no match for my wand!
You're no match for my wand.
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 I think that's pretty darn cool. And there's a whole bunch of phrases, a whole bunch of voices, and then effects as well.
Too cool for the boom.
Too cool for the boom.
This is one of my favorite parts and probably the most comical
Too cool
part,
for the boom.
which is just incredible. And then you can add effects.
Too cool for!
Too cool for the boom. Too cool for the boom. Too cool for.
Too cool for the boom.
Too cool for the boom.
Beautiful. And you can give him different musical themes so he can dance around. Look at this guy. They all got their own animations. It looks really, really good. And it's a lot of fun just to spend time sitting in here and coming up with whatever kind of crazy Skylanders you can make. You can name him, obviously. So we would name him Ghost or Ghost Robo. And then what's really awesome is, boom, instantaneously,
Too cool for the boom.
you bring this guy into existence, and this is where it just gets crazy, because now he's here, and now you can play with him.
these platforms.
And this is a level here in Skylanders Imaginators.
Sorry, I don't have a spare
And you'll get to see that this guy can use all of his moves in-game, the things you picked, and you can also take selfies now of the guys, which is pretty darn awesome. And so he is too cool for the boom, but not too cool for selfies, as he's got those fish on his
Too cool for...
on the shoulders. The ghost spraying out. He eventually will have skulls flying out of the fray, and he is here to stay. You can obviously store one character per creation crystal, but you can delete them and I believe create new ones. So you will need multiple creation crystals, I think, if you want to have multiple of your own imaginative characters. But the fact that you can sort of mess with them and then get new ones at any time and just erase it and sort of rebuild is really, really cool. So fighting against these giant, weird vulture bird creatures that have humongous hands, kind of freaking me out. And we're punching our way through with our brawler abilities, as you see here. And I don't know, like, Skylanders, sure, on one hand, it's sort of wearing thin. They've done it for a number of years now, quite a few, in fact, and things like Disney Infinity have clearly ran its course straight into non-existence. LEGO Dimensions pretty darn popular last year, but that's because they brought some new stuff to the format and to the formula. But it seems like Imaginators is bringing this creation and sort of
First thing we need to do to get the ship running again is to turn
realizing
the engine
your
on.
own
Makes
vision
sense, right?
to the game, which I think will give it enough fresh blood and enough fresh legs to
And that
be
all
fun
starts with
for
moving these
another
blocks into
year.
position
So
that they
this is
can
a little
power
puzzle
up the
here.
turbines.
And it's not like there's a
Then
separate
you'll want to flip
mode
the circuit
for
breakers
created
and the ship should
Skylanders.
be
You
in
can
ship
use
shape.
all your created
Try setting
Skylanders
that
in the main
front
storyline,
side.
which is pretty awesome. So
Tech
down he
Skylanders are
goes.
stronger here.
I still wish the game was a little bit more fluid. I think the combat is good, but I wish like the action jumping around had a little bit more fluidity to it. Something that I think holds it back a little bit. Like, to me, the LEGO games
See if you can
control
move
just
those
better.
blocks into a line.
But I can definitely see myself getting into this merely for the creation alone. It really is one of, if not the most impressive character creators I've seen in quite some time, especially because then you can take that guy and his specific actions, his or her specific actions and abilities, right into the world and start using them, which I think is pretty darn cool. So as we mess around with these puzzles, hopefully you got a good look at the character creation here in Skylanders Imaginators. I have Crash Bandicoot gameplay. If you want to see that, I have another character that I created as well, if you'd like to see that. Whole different set, whole different look, whole different voice, whole different color scheme, whole different everything, as we try our best to nom on that hamburger over in the corner. And I will let you guys nom on the rest of the footage as we wrap up here. Thank you guys and girls so much for watching. I had a lot of fun with this at E3, and hopefully you get a lot of fun with the video today. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Drink some hot chocolate, and until next time, everybody, thanks so much for watching. I love you all. My ghost host is pretty darn awesome, and he gets the job done. Beautiful. Anyways, thanks again. Thanks so much all. Until next time, we'll see you all later.